making me nervous.
Yeah,
Wait, what are we doing? Are you presenting or something?
I'm like presenting. I'm like showing everybody Vital.
Oh, nice. Okay, don't be offended if I like leave early. I was only planning on coming for a bit. Didn't know what was going on.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I'm never offended by you.
Thanks, bud.
Here, let me put this link in the text chat, and you guys can all go to it and tell me if you can hear anything once I start playing this. You guys hear it? Okay.
How long did that take to set up?
I literally thought of it 15 minutes ago. So
Oh dang. Okay.
I signed up for an account and got the VST downloaded and set it up in under 15 minutes. So it's really easy. All right, let me do this. Share my screen. Okay. Tell me if you guys can join and see everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the whole screen is good.
Yep.
Okay.
Wait, how long is the delay? Oh, dude, there's like no delay. Nice.
Is it synced very well?
Yeah, that works. It works really well.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, I'll wait like another 2 or 3 minutes. Oh my god, there's so many people coming in here. Jesus. This is okay. I'll do my best. Yeah, in case anybody's coming in, the text chat, the voice chat. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Oh, well,
am I like super lagged out? My bad.
Oh, you're good. Maybe you are. I don't know. Yeah, no, you're good.
Okay. Just go ahead. Sorry.
But yeah, no. There's a link in the text chat right below voice channels in Discord. That is where you're going to be able to hear the audio from my stream. So, please go there and open it. You should be able to hear a beautiful.
Opted in announcements too.
Oh, you want to do the announcements now?
I popped the link in the announcements.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, cool. All right. Well, I guess we're probably good. Welcome everybody.
So are you cool with us recording this?
Oh yeah, of course.
Sweet.
Welcome everybody. I was asked by Judah to come and show you guys a little bit more about Vital, which is a awesome free synthesizer, probably one of the best synthesizers, free or paid, in the world right now, and it's kind of a big deal. So I hope you guys all downloaded it and can maybe follow along with some of the stuff that I'll be going over. I'm by no means an expert with Vital yet. I've only had it for a couple of months, and I have used it quite a bit, but I'm still learning new things about it every day. So yeah, I thought that we would maybe start out by going over an overview of the synth and kind of how it functions, what other synths it's similar to, and then we can go into some presets, or some presets that I've made that I can show you kind of how things work, and then maybe get into some more complex ones later on. And throughout any of this, of course, if you have any questions whatsoever, please interrupt me, and I'll be happy to try and answer them, or if anybody has any corrections if I say anything wrong. So yeah, so let's start. I'll just start by talking about the synth really quick here. So Vital is a wavetable synthesizer. It has I'm going to initialize this. It has 3 oscillators, pretty similar to like something like Serum, if you guys have used it before, except Serum has 2 oscillators, and it's not working right now, but that doesn't matter. So it's got these wavetables, which are your like sound generators. You can turn on as many of them as you want. And the huge thing about Vital is that it's I think it has a really clean interface, like cleaner than almost any other synth, and the modulation you can do to create unique sounds is just insane in this synth. So what do I mean by modulation? Well, you have your like classic things you can modulate sounds with, like your envelopes. So this can be controlled to control your what should we put it on? Let's put on like pitch or something. You can use your basic envelopes. You have your LFOs, which are a big staple nowadays of music production, which allow you to kind of remove this, allow you to make kind of looping modulations. And then, but the real cool stuff that I really love about the synth is the extra modulations down here, and I'll get into some of these later. But you have things like random generators, so you can put something like a random, and you can like customize the amount of randomness and stuff like that. It's really cool. No other synth that I know really has these kind of in-depth like random generators. And then you have all these other ones over here, which I'm not going to go into every single one right now, but they do really cool stuff, like allowing you to key track anything in the entire synth that you want. And especially this one, stereo, which is really cool because it allows you to make any parameter stereoized, which it's kind of hard to tell. You guys can probably hear that there, but it's like a really good way to get like width on your sounds. So these are all the like modulation things. I'll quickly go over. There's also a fourth oscillator. They call it a sample oscillator. You can choose from a variety of different samples. Let me just, you can hear that. That's just like, I think that's just like an ocean, like waves or something. But you can do like white noise and a bunch of other stuff here. This is what like the noise generator in Serum. This is like an analog to that. And this is really good for creating like more inharmonic stuff. You can like add background noise to your sounds to give it more like atmosphere and stuff like that. And let's see, down here we got the filters. Every good synth nowadays has to come with some really good filters, and Vital is has no shortage of those. You got lots of your classic high pass and low pass, and then you got some of your more interesting ones, kind of similar to Serum, like you got your comb filters. Let me see if I can show these better. That can give you these really weird sounds, and these are really, really cool for sound design because you can really fuck stuff up with these filters. And another thing that I really like about Vital is everything is super visual. The visuals are on point. Like you can see exactly what the filter looks like and what it's doing. With stuff like the random noise generator too, you can see exactly kind of what the patterns are like. I'm going to go into some of the effects here in a sec that are also really good and visual. It really has helped me at least know kind of exactly what all this stuff is like, kind of complicated, but like if you can see visually kind of what it's doing to the sound, it really helps me understand exactly what's kind of going behind the scenes and lets me like sound design things kind of more intentionally rather than always just kind of randomly turning knobs and hoping it sounds good. So yeah, you got your filters. Again, they can be routed to each other. They can be routed from any of the oscillators with these little buttons down here. Key tracked, all pretty standard stuff, but good nonetheless. And then in the effects, I'm not going to go over every single effect right now, but lots of really good common effects. All your standard stuff: chorus, delay, compressor, which is very similar to the compressor in Serum, which is, if you guys didn't know, is very similar to OTT. So this is good for beefing up a lot of sounds. Distortion, EQ, another filter, flanger, phaser, and reverb. And just with I just want to point out here really quick the flanger and the phaser. This is one thing Serum doesn't have, like a visual indicator of what's going on with those, and I really like that Vital does have a visual representation of these, because these are kind of complex things to understand. They do weird things to the sound. So this is kind of what I was getting at, whereas Vital is like a very visual, has good visual feedback. And yeah, so of course all these knobs and all these effects and everything can be, routed with Lfos and envelopes and all this stuff. So there's just insane potential here for making really creative sounds. So yeah, that's like the basic overview of most things in the synth. There's macro knobs too. I don't know if I mentioned that, but you can do things like route multiple parameters to one knob and then control it in your automation. That's a good way to make really complex sounds. But yeah, let's start off. I was thinking we could start off with just a really simple kind of patch, just like a super saw. Like everybody loves super saws, right? Like EDM, man. But actually, first, before I get into this, I was gonna say, does anybody have any questions about anything I just went over with the synth?
Yeah, you said that you could route one filter through another. Could you demonstrate what that looks like?
Yeah, definitely. So let me turn off all the effects. So I'm just gonna turn this saw up. So we have the phaser filter here, and you can see this little the little glowing green is showing where the signal is coming from. So it's coming from oscillator 1 going to the filter. If we turn on the second filter, low pass, then we can go to hit where we want to grab the signal from down here. So this we'd highlight the filter 1. So that means it's going to go out of filter 1 into filter 2 here. And yep. So that's how you route the filters together. And this also allows you to have an oscillator, for example, going through one oscillator going through only one filter. So like if we only wanted this second saw wave to go through the low pass but not the phaser, that we would just enable it in the filter 2 and not in the filter 1. So yeah, that's that. Any other questions? All right.
Did you mention that you can order the effects chain?
Oh no, I didn't. Thank you. Yeah, so you can. Yeah, you don't have to always do the compressor first. No, you can drag any of these around. That's a good point. Similar to Serum, if you guys ever use that. Again, I'm gonna make lots of comparisons to Serum because this synth is just Serum but better in a lot of ways, in my opinion. Not better in every way, but in a lot of ways. So yeah, you can move all these around for to get what order you want things to go into, to flow into from top to bottom. All right. Cool. So I'm just gonna move over to a little supersaw patch I made. See if you can hear. Oh, hold on. Let me turn off this one. All right. So let's see. What did I want to show you guys with this one? So this is a pretty basic super saw with a little LFO that controls the filter cutoff. God, it is lagging a lot. I don't know why. I wasn't doing this a few minutes ago. But control, yeah. We got 3 saw wave oscillators. By the way, you can get to basic. What I always like to start with is you. I guess I didn't show this either. So to change the wave tables, you click on the name, and then you can get a little browser of what wavetable you want to choose. You also have a little search bar, which is really nice. Serum doesn't have that. And so basic shapes is always what I like to start with, because that allows you to choose from the basic waveforms and not get too complex with it. So we're just going to choose a basic saw wave here. So I did that for all 3 of them. And then I turned the unison voices up to 16 voices on all of them. That's probably actually why this is slowing down. It's because I'm doing 48 voices. Oh yeah, and that's another thing I want to mention really quick is that Vital, it's pretty well optimized, but it does take up quite a bit of CPU, especially if you're doing stuff like this and you have a bunch of other oscillators. It can take up quite a bit of CPU. I'd say on average it's pretty comparable to Serum, but maybe like a little bit heavier. So if you have a slower computer, you might have to bounce things out fairly often. Yeah, that's just something I noticed. Kind of a trade-off, I guess, because the synth is really nice. But anyways, I have one at 0 pitch, one octave higher, and one octave lower. So if we turn them off, that's like the basic one. Then we have the higher one, and then we have the lower one. And they all have 16 voices of unison. They all have varying amounts of detune. So turning up the detune, you guys are probably pretty familiar with this stuff if you've played it around in Serum and stuff like that. And let's see, the bottom one has a lot of detune. What else do I want to show you guys in here? So I showed you the LFO that's routing to this filter. So this filter is taking in all 3 oscillators. LFO is just modulating the cutoff. And what's interesting about these filters is you can change it from a low pass to something like a high pass by just putting this blend knob at the top by just changing it. That's pretty unique. I haven't seen like a knob to allow you to move the filter like this in a lot of other synths. Let's go into the effects really quick. So I have chorus on here, 16 voices again. Again, this patch is kind of killing my CPU probably. The chorus just gives it a little bit of like room and makes it sound a little bit like delay-ish. I think Vital has a really good chorus. If we turn it up all the way, you just can hear that. Pretty basic, 16 voices. I think it's all like default settings. And then the compressor, and I alluded to before, but this compressor is very similar to like OTT or the Serum compressor. It really like pushes sounds. I mean, there's a few different modes you can have it in, but in the default one, it really pushes sounds very harshly and like loud, which can be really good. You might want to turn the mix down on sometimes though, but like you can mess with these individual bands too, which is really nice, just like OTT. So for mine, I like to bring the high end up a little bit for the super saws. And I'll turn off the filter too if you guys want to hear. So that's pretty much about it. I just want to start off with a basic patch. Basic super saw. Sounds pretty good though. Should obviously add something like some reverb. But yeah,
about the compressor.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you drag on the bands, what does it do? Like in the band you can drag.
Yeah, within the band. So basically, as far as I can tell, what it's doing is it's either compressing it. So the bottom controls are for downwards compression, which is going to make the sound quieter and compress the top the peaks of the sound. And the top band is for upwards compression, which is going to bring the bottom the quieter sounds to make them louder. So
I mean, go like in the green part. If you go in the center of it, you can also.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I did not know that before.
Yeah, that's. I think. What is this controlling? I actually don't know. Sounds like it's. It sounds like it's kind of controlling the overall strength of the direction that it's compressing. So like if I turn this up a ton, it's going to upwards compress it a lot, so it's going to make it a lot louder. If I turn the middle of the band down a lot, it's going to downwards compress it a lot, make it a lot quieter. It looks like ratio. Yeah, ratio. So the middle of the band is called ratio, and the top of the band is the threshold. Oh yeah. So the threshold is when the compressor is going to activate, and the ratio is the amount that it's gonna compress. As far as I can tell, that's a good question. I didn't even notice that. I didn't
know you could. I didn't know about the threshold before. So and then I noticed you can also do that.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm still learning too. So yeah, that's a good catch. So yeah, that's the basic super saw. Let's see, what else do I want to show? Let's go into something a little more, slightly more complex, maybe. Is this one? I'll just show the sound. Maybe we don't look at it, but. So this is kind of like it's kind of like a bass patch, kind of, but I also played it an octave. I played like a little melody on the top of it, but it's kind of it's kind of like a lead and a bass patch in one. You can do either. But one thing I wanted to show with this patch was I used this modulator over here. Called the octave is kind of like octave key tracking. So normally in a lot of sense that have key tracking, which key tracking by the way means basically that if I hit a key, depending on what MIDI key I hit is depending on how much it's gonna what the automation or what the modulation is going to output. So let me see if I can show this. So you guys, there's like a random, hold on. Let me get rid of this for a sec. Bypass. This is not, hold on. Okay, so. Alright, so like, for example, if I hit this note, you see how it modulates it a little bit, and if I hit a higher note, it's going to modulate it more. So that's kind of what the basis of key tracking is it'll modulate things differently depending on what key you're hitting. But the cool thing about this one, specifically octave key tracking, is that it it will key track, but only in a single octave. So even if I hit a note, that is an octave higher, it will still only modulate the same amount. But if I move up, then it will be modulated higher. So this can lead to you can do a lot of cool things with this. So for this patch, I modulated this. I guess I didn't go over these either. These are like wavetable modulators. These two knobs that you can enable, and these will do things to your wavetable to like stretch or squeeze them a lot of the time, or do a bunch of things. I'm not going to obviously explain every single one. I don't know what all of them do, but they can lead to some really cool sounds if you mess with them. So you can see in this one, every time it hits a different note, it's a different kind of wavetable. So it's not like going by an LFO, it's just going off what note you're hitting. And that can lead to a lot of cool sounds with different melodies, like different harmonics are on different notes and stuff like that. It's pretty interesting. So that was the main thing I wanted to show with this patch. It's pretty basic though. Yeah, it's just one oscillator, no filters, and then it gets delayed and reverbed. Yeah, so let me check out, see what these other ones are. I can't remember what all these are. This is like another kind of supersaw-ish, kind of like a lo-fi almost kind of supersaw. I'll quickly go over a few things with this one too, because this is pretty interesting. But so this one I used a lot of the random modulator. It's basically the base of the synth is basically just a saw wave, and then this other wavetable, which is like a higher pitch sound. But the thing that gives this synth a lot of movement is this random modulator, which I placed on a bunch of things, including like the ring modulating the wavetable. I put it on the pitch, so you can like, let me see if I can show this off better, but like if I bypass it, it's kind of hard to hear. Maybe if I emphasize it more. Oh yeah, there you go. So it gives it like a little bit. I called this patch warbly, but it's like it just gives it a little bit of a warble to the like to the pitch, for example. But I did this to a bunch of other things. I did it to the filters here, so you can see the filters are jittering back and forth a little bit. This low pass filter. And you also may notice that there's like overlapping filters here. And that is really cool because that's that stereo knob that I mentioned earlier. So this is basically saying, okay, one part of the filter is going to your left ear, one part of the filter is going to your right ear, and it gives it a lot more stereo, like more of a stereo field. So you can hear that without it, and with it. Oh, and the random, another cool thing is the random knob, the random modulators have built-in stereo too. So I'm actually using stereo on the random, which means that every signal that's output by the random modulator is also, there's different ones. That's why you can see the two lines moving back and forth. Those are the left and right ears, and that's controlling all these various places I put the modulators on. If I turn off the stereo, it's going to sound a lot a lot more mono. If I turn it on, you can hear it. Definitely gets quite a bit more wide. So yeah, that's a cool way to get a lot of wideness to your sound. Again, just using all these various stereo modulators are really cool. Effects, I'm just high passing it, chorusing it. Again, using a delay, which gives it kind of like a roomy kind of vibe. Another, using a little bit of the compressor. The reverb, by the way, the built-in reverb, I should probably like go over this, but the reverb is really nice. I think personally that this is probably the best sounding reverb built into a synth I've ever heard, maybe. Much better than something like Serum or even like Phase Plant. I think this reverb is fantastic. So I would highly encourage you guys to try it out and use it as opposed to always just using reverb in your DAW. It's pretty good. It's pretty dang good. Let me turn it off. But yeah, that's that one. And okay, so for the last synth I'll show for now, before we maybe move to something else, I'll show you. Let me do this. Let's see which one is it on. Okay. I'm gonna turn that off, and I'm just play this little pattern with this little bass I made, and I'll show you guys the bass. So I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it was somebody saying UW EMP. Had to make a bass that tied into the club somehow. So this is one of the cool features of unique features of Vital is that you can have a wavetable from text to wavetable. I know I showed this off a while ago when Vital first came out. I showed this to everybody. But here, let me turn everything. Let me turn that off. So I basically just went in here. You can type in whatever you want. There's multiple voices to choose from, multiple languages. But I could type in whatever I wanted here. I'll show you guys in a different preset. We can maybe type in something else, but yeah, I typed in UW EMP and it actually sounded pretty good. So let me turn off some of the effects, and I can just show you kind of how I built it really quick. Why won't this go away? Usually it just goes away when you don't click on it. What happens if I hit enter? Does that... Oh, that destroys it, doesn't it? Oh, no, it doesn't. Okay. Cool. So this is basically the wavetable to start out with. There we go. It's still got some modulators going, but can I bypass all these really quick? That's going to take too long. So I played the wavetable via using you can actually use an LFO, and so how this wavetable works is I don't know if you guys can hear it going back and forth there, but it's just a bunch of frames of the voice, and then to make it play forward, I just routed one LFO, having it go at this rate, which will play it essentially. Because if you don't have this on here, it'll just play the individual frames. So So that makes it talk, and then I'm also using this modulator called Vocode, which is really good for this text to wavetable feature. It makes it a lot more intelligible. So if I turn it on like that, and then if you put it on and you it just makes it a lot easier to hear. And I'm using that random modulator that I showed you guys in the last patch to kind of give it these weird like evolving tones kind of as it plays, kind of giving it like a format shifting as it plays. And I basically take that sound and then I ran a bunch of effects through it. So it was distortion. And then I don't think reverb was on it. You can hear the compressor really brings a lot out of it. Put a little short delay on it to give it that kind of robotic sound. And then let's see, what else was on? It was a flanger, or that might have been it. I think that was it. And I think I did have a little bit of reverb. And I also added this second oscillator with kind of just a basic sine wave, which is distorted a little bit using this, or a few harmonics are added using this modulator called smear, just barely pushed up a little bit. And then, so this kind of gives it, this is the sub basically. So you can hear it without this. That's just basically a sub. And the level is just being modulated by an LFO here that I have going on triplets because it goes with the voice of what it's saying. And yeah, that's pretty much that. It's pretty cool that you can do stuff like this. It kind of this patch kind of uses a lot of the unique features of Vital. And yeah, this is something I probably could not have made easily in another synth. So yeah. Oh, one thing I'll mention really quick also is Vital has really good glide pitch bend controls, so you can specify, just like in Serum or another synth, how long you want something to pitch bend between notes. So I can go like, so you can get some really good pitch bends if you hold down multiple notes.
So fucking cool.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it is, and like I said, this is all capable in like a free synth. It's pretty insane because like a year ago, you would have had to have like Serum or Phase Plant to make even something. You wouldn't have had to have it, but like it would have been that would have been what you really would have used to make something like this. So, yeah, and I'll also show you this other short one. It's the same synth, but I put a different text through it. Let's see if somebody can guess what it's trying to say. Right here. Can anybody hear what it was saying? Give you a hint. It has to do with somebody in the meeting right now. If not, that's understandable because I've just trained to be able to hear it. But let me see if I can play it. See if I can play it by itself.
Dang, that's me.
Judah is a homie.
I'm honored, honestly.
So yeah, that is about all the patches that I had lined up that I created. There were a few other. There's the Vital comes with this preset browser, which has I think the free version has like 200 presets, and a lot of them are really good. I paid for the pro version, so I have all like 800 presets that I think were made for it. And some of these are absolutely insane. I'm gonna quickly open up this other project that has some of them. Let's go now.
Paid version has presets, you said?
The free version has about like 100 to 200 presets, I want to say. And then there's the Plus and Pro versions of Vital, which you do have to pay for. But the only benefits of the Plus and Pro versions are you get more presets and wavetables, and you get the text to wavetable feature that I just showed off. You get infinite uses of that, whereas with the free version, I think you only get 5 a day, which isn't that bad. But it's mainly just the presets. Like, it doesn't unlock any other features of the synth at all. The free version is exactly as capable as the paid versions. So let me show you some of the really quickly. I'm not going to walk through all these, but I just want to show you kind of some of the presets that are pretty cool. If it'll load, man, my computer is really lagging right now. Let's see. I made a little like beat here. Let me see just how this sounds.
Oh, I think you might have to restream the audio.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot because I loaded a new project. Yeah, let me do that. Thank you. Let's log in, copy, change that back down to 0.3, start streaming, and I have to put a new link though. Yeah, it's not gonna be the same link. Oh, that's annoying. All right, well, I'm gonna put it in text chat again. Hopefully, sorry, everybody has to open another tab. I swear this is the last project I'll open. So this is the last link you'll have to go to. Okay. Can you guys hear it?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So yeah, let me just play this really quick. I don't think it's really gonna... This is kind of a like cyberpunk-ish kind of bass, I feel like. What did it do? It did something really cool. Filters. Oh yeah, well these kind of show... Oh yeah, that's right, I forgot to mess with this. So this patch shows, for example, the macro knobs that you can route to lots of things. So this is just a macro knob controlling looks like the cutoff of one of the filters, but some other things too. That's a pretty cool one. What else was here? Let's see. Yeah, this one sounds really cool. Okay. How'd it going? Yeah. Cyberpunk Vibes. And I don't remember if all these presets are in the free version or not. Some of them might be, some of them might not be. But yeah, these do some interesting things, and they sound really good. What else? Got your pads. Let's see. It's gonna load. You got your like insane like neuro bass. Yeah, the synth can really kind of just do it all, which I know is kind of a cliche. Oh, this is my favorite. Ding ding. That's pretty sick, right? That's pretty sick.
It even has the dings.
It has the dings. And you know what the dings are? They're the text to wavetable. I can guarantee you it's just somebody saying. In fact, we could probably change it. What should we change it to? Suggestions? What else besides a ding? How about ba? Okay, I like that. Ba. Oops. Alright. Alright, let's hear. Okay. Baba, that's pretty good. What else?
Change it to like oof or something.
Poof?
Oof or
Oof.
oof works too. Either is
Okay.
fine.
Okay, oof. Yeah, I like the Roblox mode. Yeah. Pretty good. The pitch is a little off. Wait, I wonder. It's just. Yeah. So and this patch kind of shows all the crazy like I was just doing like simple LFOs and stuff in some of the other patches, but like you can obviously like make patterns and stuff like you see here, like they're doing with all. I think what they're doing in this patch is they have each oscillator is being controlled by one of these like LFOs, like the volume is. So like this one is going to oscillator 1. These are going to oscillator 3. And that's what's controlling each of the like various sounds in the ba. It's pretty cool. Again, you couldn't do something like this in Serum because there aren't enough oscillators. So yeah, and these are like controlling the pitch over time. Okay, yeah, that's a pretty cool one. Oh yeah, and then so this is something cool. So Vital is also pretty good at making like, I mean, any wavetable synth can do this, but like I think Vital is pretty good at making drums too. I know this is kind of a, not many people are going to do this. I don't do it hardly ever, but like making your own drums can be pretty fun sometimes just to experiment with. And you can get some really good sounds. Like this is a pretty thick kick drum, if I do say myself. This could be in a sample pack. Yeah. And yeah, I'm not going to go over exactly how all these are made, but I think I have a snare here too. Is this a snare? Yeah. That's a pretty good snare. That's like a drum and bass snare. That's got the like little sizzle at the end. It's pretty cool. The sample oscillator really, with the white noise, like that's it without the white noise, and then with the white noise gives it that like snap. So yeah, Vital can also make drums and stuff if you're so inclined to do that. And we're almost done. That one's just kind of showing off. You can do lots of different crazy basses and stuff with the different modulating different wavetables. Yeah, that one's pretty cool. Using the random modulators to like create like more like sound effect kind of stuff, or like back. Like, I don't even know what's glitch. Yeah, glitch sounds. And these are all just let me see. Oh, is that one that I think that was? Is that this one? Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much all I had for today. Does anybody have any questions or anything else they want to talk about with Vital or see? Because if not,
I had a question.
yeah.
On the LFOs, I found that like getting the precise like location of where you want it is really difficult. Is there any way to like quantize it?
Yes, there is. So there's a snap button, I think.
Oh, cool.
I think. I swear I've seen it. I've used it. I swear.
How do you draw on the LFO outside of the grid? Do you
outside the
that
grid?
just yeah.
Oh, sorry. This. Okay, so there's this tool. Matt,
Because
I
I've
know.
just been having to use the grid.
Let's see. When you say draw outside of the grid, you mean do you mean like it's snapping, or do you mean like drawing
Like
like a freehand shape, or
Like if I don't know if I guess I'm confused by the quantized question because it's all in a grid when I've been using it.
yeah, well, that's interesting then. So you guys
you can drag those points. I
yeah,
see.
so you can drag.
Yeah,
So
I would always grab them and try to move them, and so it's like, how do you keep it on the grid?
yeah, so this paint tool, let's
Right.
see, can allow you to. So that does this. So this will snap to the grid, and this allows you to draw like specific shapes. So, but I swear to God, there was like a you could just snap any points to the grid. But I don't know how to do it at the moment. I can't remember.
Well, I think you could set the number of grids higher, and then you would.
Yeah, you can. So you can definitely change this grid length to be however many you want, and I guess. Okay, so you can do it kind of like this. Maybe that might.
It's definitely
that
like
will at least
like a good workaround, but I don't. It's kind of weird that there's no like just default snap to grid.
Yeah.
Are you guys saying like snap to lines on the grid? You know what I mean? Like the vertical lines are going on. Because when I'm doing it, I don't understand that. Because like mine, all the points automatically snap when you get close.
Yeah. So when you create a new point, I think it snaps. When you create a new point, it'll try and snap to the closest. Let me get rid of this really quick. So like they do. Yeah. So like they do snap. So maybe you just have a weird.
Okay. It's same with me. How do you make new points? Is there just right click?
I didn't realize you can also set a Y grid. That's pretty cool.
Yep, you can set a Y grid. I don't use it very much, but yep. Yeah, again, you can't do that in Serum. I love. I'll never go back to using a synth that doesn't have like good LFOs. It's too nice. Yeah. Let's see. Do you guys want to?
I had a question.
Yeah.
You mentioned how you can use the stereo, like bind to that. To like add width. Like, could you give an example of how you would use that?
Yeah, definitely. Here, let me open up a new one. So let's just take let's just do a basic saw wave. Let me route this to a new track. And so one thing I like to do with the stereo is I'll drag it on the cutoff of a filter, and then you can see the two different.
So that's just can you like explain what it's doing? It's like putting one to the right and one to the left.
Yeah, so it's taking the mono signal and it's splitting it into stereo and passing the left half of it to one of these and the right half to the other, and then it's being output in stereo. So if I make it like super pronounced here, so like you're only gonna be able to hear like, yeah, you're only gonna be able to hear the right side, because it's passing the right side to this filter, and then it's basically a duplicate filter is working on the other side, the left channel. So as I bring them closer together, then you hear them. So yeah, it's basically just splitting the sound from mono into stereo, and then doing different things for the right and left channels. So passing them through two different filters in this case. But again, you can do this you can drag this onto anything. You can drag it onto pitch. I wonder, I've actually never done this before. Just gonna, oh yeah, it's just, it basically turns into like a detune. Like that makes sense, right? Because it's taking the mono signal, putting one up higher and putting one up lower in pitch on left and right. And it just creates like a two voiced unison like detune. So like I could probably do this, get rid of this, and it would probably sound almost exactly the same. Yep. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Does that make more sense?
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess like I'm wondering about like if you I don't know. Like I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely like I don't really know how it works when something is already in stereo. Like if I pass let's just turn this on to super saw again. If I just turn this up to 16 voices and it's already in stereo, and then I pass it to this filter, I mean, you can hear what it does, but I'm not exactly sure how it splits out a stereo signal into. I mean, there is the left and right channels. I don't know what it does with the mono part of it, though. But either way, it produces some pretty interesting artifacts, some pretty cool sounds.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, visually it looks like it delays the LFO between left and right. I mean, yeah, it's not. I don't think it's not delaying them, but it's splitting it into two channels and putting one through one filter and putting one through another filter in this case. Yeah, pretty interesting. All right. Well, anybody else have any other questions? Oh, and this makes it the best synth of all. There's different skins. That's probably why you're wondering why mine look different. So you can change your skin in the settings in the advanced menu here.
That's gotta be the worst one. That white one.
White out, yeah. Oh god. You know what it reminds me of? The Massive X. That synth. That's what this kind of looks like.
Wait, I was zoning out. Where did you change the skin?
Advanced, and then so advanced, and then go all the way down to the bottom, and in the skin tab, there's a few different options, and there's custom skins, which I haven't looked at, but
looks like if you have the free version, you gotta download some custom skins, but that shouldn't be
are these only on the paid versions?
I don't have anything under my delay tab or my display. Sorry. It just has semitones and then nothing underneath that. So
right below that, is there anything? It says like frequency units and default skin.
Is it? Yeah.
it just says frequency units is at the bottom of.
Really?
And if you click on it, it doesn't give you an option to change it?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
I'm
I got
not-
nothing.
I'm not logged in. I don't know if
that's
that matters.
probably it. Yeah. I wasn't getting my presets, so I had to log in which actually took me a really long time to
Yeah, I
figure out.
couldn't get mine to log in the first time I did it, so I just never.
Okay, yeah, if you had like the 3 lines next to the preset selector, I assume you already knew that, but
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I guess I
Yeah,
didn't
no, it
mention
just
that.
didn't work the first time. But
Yeah, so you oh, another thing I wanted to mention is that the presets are pretty, like, being able to the saving and loading presets is really cool, because like when you make something you like, you give it your name, you give it your author, and then it auto gives you these categories to sort it into, which is really nice, because I actually use these a lot when I want to like find a sound. I know Serum and other synths have this too, but I just like this interface. I think it's pretty cool, and you can even add comments, which I'm not sure if the other synths let you do. So yeah, definitely save all the stuff you make. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, sorry about the skins. If the only one you get is default, yeah,
that's okay. Default looks good.
There's definitely there's already got to be lots of custom skins. I'm sure you guys can go out and look for them.
Yeah, I was just curious, is there anything else tab that, or is it just skins?
Sorry, you cut out there for a sec. Can you say that?
Is there anything else that you use the advanced tab for?
Oh yeah. There are, so this Unison. Note track. Definitely don't ever turn that off, because this is basically means if you turn this off, it means only play one note. I think it's like C3. Like, you only ever, if you turn on, you want to make sure you always have that on. So if you ever accidentally turn that off and wonder why you only have one note, it's because if you turn that off, it only plays one note. And the Unison mod, these aren't like these are actually kind of cool. So I have like 16 voices of Unison, and if I turn on one of these presets, so like center drop, you'll hear that there's going to be a lower octave also playing. And if I do 24, you can hear it goes even lower. So basically, this is like a good way to make supersaws really quickly, is because you can, it'll basically add an extra layer of like an octave below or an octave above. That's what these are. So if you do 2 times, so I'm sure if you turn on all screw it, let's try it. If you turn on all 3 oscillators, and then you turned all the advanced to 2 times, let's do like octave, and then let's do like center drop. So like this is basically going to be playing like 6 oscillators worth of supersaws. So it's like so that is a cool feature of this advanced tab. And then you got you can mess with the spreads of the unisons and stuff over here. I haven't messed with these really much, but get different like.
Oh, I like how they visualize that.
Again, yeah, everything's visualized, so it's really good. High res wavetable. If you have a wavetable that's really has a ton of high frequencies, and you're noticing that there's like really harsh like aliasing, you can turn that on. I would say it's not necessary for like vast majority of things, probably. Detune range, yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. Just the semitones that it'll detune between. Let's see, are any of these else here? Oh yeah, these are actually kind of important. So like if you want to do like a full synth, like change the pitch of all the oscillators at once, basically like if you want to automate like the whole pitch of the whole synth, then you use this transpose and that'll allow you to automate the semitones.
Oh, I have a question.
Yeah.
Are you able to link things from within Vital to automation clips, or how would you recommend doing that?
Oh yeah, I guess I didn't really talk about that. Yeah, so think what you do, well, so what I always do is I use the trick where you just anything you mess with in Vital, what you can do is you can, after you've messed with it and you want to automate it, you go up to Tools, Last Tweaked, and then it'll show you what the thing is that you just tweaked, and you click Create Automation Clip here, and that will allow you to do your automation for that specific.
Okay, that's actually awesome to know.
Yeah, I should
I
have.
guess I had assumed it wouldn't go because like Control Z doesn't work inside Vital, so I didn't think it was like picking that up. But
yep, that's the way I always do it with all my
awesome.
synths. Yeah, there are some like synths that like obviously the built-in ones where you can just right click and click Create Automation, but with most third-party ones you can't do that. So you got to go up to
that's actually so cool.
Last tweaked. Yeah. So yeah, you can automate any knob or box in here within
It really helps because I want to have like a slide on just like one note in the thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I guess I didn't talk about the matrix tab either. This will look pretty familiar if you've used Serum again. It allows you to. This will show you exactly what everything in the synth is doing, what all the modulators are doing. So, for example, here you can see LFO1 is routed to the Oscillator 1 waveframe, and you can also control the amount in here, just like you would by hitting the little dials. But go ahead. Oh, did somebody want it? Okay. And you can also just add modulation straight from here too. And there's a few that you can only add in here that you can't really get to normally. Like, for example, if we wanted to, well, actually, oh no, I take it back. So I was going to say if you wanted to like put an LFO on the entire synth's pitch, but you can definitely do it just by dragging it and dropping it.
Wait, I have another question.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
I've tried to have LFO2 modulate the frequency of LFO1, and I couldn't get it to work very well.
Oh yeah, actually that is a perfect example of I think where you would go into the matrix. So yeah, like if you wanted LFO2 to modulate LFO1, you would start with an LFO2 here as your source, and you would go to LFOs here, and then LFO1 tempo, I believe. Yeah. And then this will control kind of how far the knob goes. So this isn't probably a great. Let me go back to the other one, see if I can show this better. Or here, let me just go to initial.
Oh, Guab.
Yeah. Hold on. Okay, so if we take like an LFO and we put it on the level, then we take LFO2 and we want to modulate the frequency of LFO1. So let's go LFO2, and then we go to LFOs, LFO1 frequency, and now if we drag this up, let's turn this up a little bit. It should, wait, what? Why is it not working?
It's weird because the frequency is quantized, and then
it should still work.
It should, right?
But I literally did this. Here, let me load up a preset. I know that I did this in literally. Where is it? Percussive Rattle. I think that's what it is. This is a really weird sounding one, but let me just turn it up really quick. But so like this LFO3 is modulating the frequency of LFO2, I'm pretty sure. pretty sure. LFO 3, yeah, LFO 1 temp. Oh, it's tempo, not frequency. I'm sorry, I did tempo instead of frequency, or I did frequency instead of tempo. So yeah, you want to modulate one LFO to the other one's tempo. Wait a sec, where
Are you using this in a track?
am I using? What?
This synth.
This
preset.
What about the preset?
Are you using it in any tracks?
Oh, am I using it in any track? Sorry. I don't think at the moment. No, this is just something fun I made one day. But you know what's weird though is it says frequency. Wait a sec. I swear to God, it said tempo, and now tempo's gone. No, there it is. Wait, what? Well, either way, it's one of these. It's either frequency or tempo. Should allow you to do it. That's weird though. But yeah. Anybody else got any questions? We're almost an hour and a half in. If anybody wants, I mean, I know people have been leaving, but yeah, okay. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, that was super helpful.
Yeah, if anybody has wants any help with making any patches or like has any questions, let me know. And hopefully you guys all learned the potential of this. I know a lot of it probably was pretty complex, and hopefully I didn't overwhelm anybody. But yeah, just go in there and just dick around, because you can make some pretty cool stuff, and you'll learn a lot about like music and audio in general if you just like look at the visual feedback that the synth kind of gives you. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna stop streaming here.
Yeah. Thanks, Taylor.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Anytime. Next week, we meet next week.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think we have anything planned, so it'll just be another. Yeah.
Cool.
Talk about whatever, you know. Yeah, Andrew, did you want to show that track there?
You guys want it?